Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Tesla as a company and as a stock as well, and how all of this relates. But this has to do with a huge piece of news that recently came out online, and this involves Tesla vehicle sales. And before we even jump into that, I just want to say, if you enjoy these types of videos where I talk about Tesla news, the moves that I'm making in the future, my predictions for the stock market, please make sure to smash that like button, drop a like on the video. It really does help me out, plus it only takes a few seconds. And make sure to let me know down in the description below, how many shares of Tesla stock do you own? And if you're currently looking to buy some, let me know as well. I'll be reading a ton of comments in the comment section, so feel free to let me know. I'm actually really curious as to how many shares people own in Tesla stock. And also, by the way, before we go further on, around 85% of the watch time from everyone on my channel is from people that aren't subscribed. So a very high percentage of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you are interested in Tesla content, and then of course other stock market analyses and predictions for the future and stuff like that, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do videos like this all the time, and I specifically focus on Tesla a lot as well, in addition to a few other stocks such as Microsoft and Apple. And then of course I just talk about the general stock market moves as well. So feel free to subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel tremendously. I think we can make big moves this year. But just jumping into Tesla stock before we talk about this news, I'll go ahead and reveal the shares that I own, just in case you're new here. And plus, since you all are commenting your shares owned below, I'll go ahead and show you mine as well. So as you can see, my average cost is about $821. I own 29 shares. It takes up about 32% of my portfolio, and the market value for my holdings is about $26,000, and so far I'm up 7.8%, or $1,858 about it. So with my average cost, it's obvious that I bought into this stock a little bit later on. I have purchased at a price of $364, and then I think I purchased 2 shares at a price of like $620, but mainly I have purchased around the $800 to $900 range, and I've even paid like all-time high prices for it as well. I've paid like $948 for 2 shares before. So I have paid premiums for Tesla stock previously, and I don't really regret it because it's already almost recovered to what it was at previously at those purchase prices that I made. So in the long term, I'm a long-term investor. I most likely won't sell my investments until like 40 years from now. So when I invest in Tesla, I invest long-term. So even if I am paying a premium at that moment in time, in the long term, I don't think it will make a huge difference because I think the stock will grow exponentially in the future. I think this is going to be a multi-thousand-dollar stock. But off of this topic, now that I've revealed my position, we have to talk about this main piece of news that is going to change everything, in my opinion. For one thing, we've already got this news before, but this time around we're seeing this news again, meaning that it has happened again, which emphasizes consistency. And in my opinion, consistency is a huge factor of showing what will happen in the future. So if we are starting to see some consistency instead of just one rare occurrence, then I think it's very important. So moving on to the main topic, as you can see from this article from Electric, it says Tesla Model 3 becomes best-selling car in the UK for second month in a row. So like I said, we're seeing this consistency here. Not only was it the best-selling car in May, but it was the best-selling car in April as well. So we're seeing that consistency there, and that in combination with the most recent news from Electric as well, emphasizing that Tesla was the best-selling car in California as well. I believe it was the Model 3. It beat out the Honda Civic, it beat out the Toyota Camry, and it beat out all of the vehicles in the near luxury category that the Model 3 is in. And even if all of its competitors within that near luxury category were combined, the Tesla Model 3 still beat it combined with just the numbers for the Model 3. So if you don't realize this already, this is a huge aspect of news, and I know we're in a situation where we face quarantine and lockdown from the Rona, but regardless, this means even if we don't see the same record for June, this means that we've seen consistency for April and May, and it's emphasizing this transition that a lot of Tesla fans have been mentioning over the past years or so. There will be an eventual transition to EVs, electric vehicles. This is something that I think is honestly inevitable, and it might not be 100% electric vehicles in the future. Of course, there's going to be people that like their sports and performance cars that do make noise when it comes to like the exhaust pipe and the motor and stuff like that. There will always be people that prefer that, because I know there's a few people that complain because the Tesla is so quiet, even when you put it into ludicrous mode, like on the Model X and on the Model S, when it goes super fast, 0 to 60 in a short amount of time. The one complaint that many people have that usually like muscle cars is that the Tesla is just so quiet. So there may not be a 100% EV ratio in the future, but I think it will be very close to that with the small minority of individuals that do enjoy their muscle cars and the cars that make noise. I know for the people that enjoy the performance of Tesla, it might not make as much sense to them, but I feel like there will always be that collective group of individuals that like muscle cars, just like there are people like now that like restored cars from like the 60s and stuff like that. Even though it's not a super popular group, there's still a large amount of individuals that collect those types of cars, which I think there will still be a large amount of individuals that collect cars from today's time and from decades ago as well, even when EVs are the main vehicles. But what I'm emphasizing here is that the majority of the market will be EVs in the future, and I really do think that this is true because when it comes down to it, the electric vehicles perform much better. They go 0 to 60 faster in most cases. They have better handling than a lot of the other cars, and they're just simply so many aspects of customization to your vehicle that you can change from like the iPad menu that you have within it, like the display interface. You can change your suspension, how low down the car is to the ground, and these are huge things that you really can't change quickly when it comes to an ICE vehicle or a combustion engine vehicle. But jumping farther down into the article, it says the Tesla Model 3 has become the best-selling car in the UK for the second month in a row. One thing that we do have to emphasize right here though is that with the Rona situation, a lot of the dealerships are closed down. So this is where Tesla does have an advantage. Tesla has a pretty efficient system of where they just simply deliver the vehicle to you. So this is where they have an advantage in the market where the Rona is prevalent. Dealerships that sell vehicles were shut down in the pandemic, while Tesla still has their system of delivering in person. So this was a big advantage for Tesla during this situation, and we do have to emphasize that and point that out. But I personally feel like this is a trend that is going to continue in the future. It might not be super consistent, but in general, I think the Model 3 and a lot of these other vehicles out there that are Tesla vehicles will outperform some of the normal vehicles that we have in the market. And another important thing to take into consideration is that UK new car registrations fell 89% in May. So this is a tremendous drop in the number of registrations. So it is important to keep in mind that Tesla may have a specific advantage in this situation where they have delivery to person and dealerships are closed down. Plus UK new car registrations are down as well. But that still doesn't mean we can't emphasize Tesla's success in this situation. And it definitely doesn't mean that we can discredit the Tesla sales as well, because who knows, even if vehicle registrations were up, it still doesn't mean that the Tesla Model 3 wouldn't have received this achievement. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't have been the bestseller in May. And the article also states that, interestingly, every category is down significantly year over year, except for all electric cars, which are up more than 20%. And if we look at the bestsellers chart for May of 2020, as you can see, the number one vehicle sold is the Tesla Model 3, which received 852 vehicle registrations. Number 2 is the Valhalla Corsa, 3 is Ford Fiesta, 4 is the Mercedes-Benz, 5 is Ford Focus, 6 is Volvo, 7 BMW 1 Series, 8 Mercedes-Benz, 9 Ford Kuga, and of course 10 Mercedes-Benz E-Class. One thing that this article does emphasize is that even though the Model 3 has maintained its position as the largest seller for the second month in a row, this could change due to the fact that Tesla may face inventory issues due to the lockdown, of course, in California. As we know, the Fremont factory was shut down, and that was a whole big situation in itself where Elon Musk had to battle with the county officials. So that was a weird situation as well, where the Fremont factory was shut down in California. And also keep in mind that there is also a government incentive of £3,500 as an electric car grant. So I guess that's like what we had in the US at some point, and I'm not sure if it still exists in California, but there was like a tax incentive at one point for purchasing an electric vehicle like a Tesla. I don't know if this is completely gone, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't exist in any other state except for California, and I'm not even sure if the tax incentive still exists in California, but this is a huge aspect for the UK to keep in mind, as well, as it says they get £3,500. Either it's a grant or some sort of tax incentive. I'm not completely sure, but it seems similar to what we had in the US at some point in time previously. But just talking about Tesla, this is a game changer. This is a huge piece of news because this means that there is some consistency in the sales of the Model 3. The Model 3 has been fantastic so far. Like I said, the best-selling vehicle in California, the best-selling car in the UK. And when Elon Musk planned to create the Model 3, the goal of the Model Model 3 was to be affordable and to be that typical vehicle that may be in the near luxury class due to its price, but still be a solid competitor to the vehicles like the Toyota Camry. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't even thought of that it would be a main competitor to the Honda Civic just because of the big price difference between the two. But I still think that in Elon's mind, he knew that some people would prioritize and pay a little bit of extra money to get the Tesla vehicle instead that might have otherwise purchased a Honda Civic. And we all know the names of good cars out there like the Toyota Camry. The Toyota Camry is a fantastic vehicle. I still drive an older Toyota Camry that's like a 2009 or something, and I love it. But the important thing to take into consideration here is the fact that people are transitioning over from these classic solid vehicles that have a good reputation to Tesla vehicles like the Tesla Model 3. People are choosing the Tesla Model 3 over the Honda Civic, over the Toyota Camry, over the BMW. And this says something, and I think one of the huge reasons behind this is because, for one thing, the performance is excellent on Tesla vehicles. 0 to 60 in extremely fast times, just like I've mentioned. The handling is good, the performance is amazing. And of course, we have the interface inside of it as well, with plenty of Easter eggs and cool features where you can change the customization on your vehicle. You can watch Netflix on the screen, you can play various games like Cuphead, you can play racing games and use the wheel of the vehicle to drive it. So there's so many small aspects of Tesla that I think people really do appreciate when they either test drive the vehicle or they simply purchase it and they realize how good this company is and how good their vehicles are and how much farther they thought into the creation of those vehicles compared to some of the other competitors right now, such as ICE vehicles. And we have to realize that Tesla already has a huge network of not only a fleet of people that have purchased vehicles, which therefore gather data for the full self-driving capabilities, but there is also a vast network of superchargers, which a lot of the other EV companies do not have right now. That's a huge investment that they're going to have to put into, not only into creating factories across the US and other countries as well, but other EVs will have to create their own electric charging networks as well, which is something that Tesla already has a tremendous amount of progress on, in addition to their progress that they have with the full self-driving capabilities. So in my opinion, Tesla has a tremendous advantage, just like they had a tremendous advantage 6 months ago, and it seems that really no one is stepping up to the plate as a form of competition. Anyways, I just wanted to share this video with you all. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to smash that like button, drop a like on the video. It really does help me out. And if you would like to begin investing, feel free to use my referral links in the description below. If you sign up with those links, then we'll both get some free stocks, which is pretty awesome. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there.